Gotta tell you, I never thought I'd be so enamored with an action figure that is a giant beefy alien man with 4 arms, but I am. I really like this thing. This is Storm Collectibles Goro from Mortal Kombat. He's very big, he's very cool, and I really like him. And if you like him, if you like Mr. Outworld Prince here, Mr. Taking it right in the nuts, go ahead and buy it, because this thing is amazing, and I really love it. I've been waiting for this thing for years, man. How long has it been since Storm Collectibles initially revealed this thing? Right when they revealed it, I knew I am going to buy that. And now I finally have it, and it's just as amazing as I figured it would be. It's not perfect. It's not perfect. It's not as perfect as Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero is still pretty much my favorite action figure of all time. Excluding robots, because Transformers and Gundam are kind of in its own little league there. But this guy's still great. He's still really great, and I still really love him. So he comes with accessories. Let's talk about that first. So, hand-wise, you may notice initially that, hey, he's got different looking hands. I mean, he's got 4 arms, so naturally he's going to have a lot of different hands. He has 12 hands total, because he has 3 different sets of hands. So first up, he has two right grip hands for the right hands. They're completely identical. He has 2 fisted hands, yet again completely identical for the right side. And he has 2 more sprayed open. I don't know what people say. I mean, splayed. It's probably splayed. I don't know, man. It's one of those things, you never think about it, you just say it. Anyways, you get those hands, and you get them for both sides. And I have a grip hand, a fist, and an open hand. A splayed open hand. So you can kind of get a variety of the hands he comes with. When it comes to holding things, you may be wondering, oh, how does he hold, like, the icky, juicy skull and spine? Whoa! I don't know what I was expecting by literally jabbing this thing, but that's what I got. I mean, they're a little more open, so it's a little, I mean, you can kind of squeeze in between the fingers and you kind of get it there. It's nice, though. I mean, it kind of works. I wish it was a little more gripped, especially since these are kind of also open hands. They just look a little too open, in my opinion. I think they could just be a little more gripped, especially since Storm Collectibles always uses rubbery fingers. I mean, you could always kind of open it up more yourself. But yeah, he can hold that. This is not included, by the way. This comes with Sub-Zero. So that's what he comes with hand-wise. And if you're wondering, his stance is pretty solid. But he's not the most solid stance in the world. He's not like Sub-Zero where you can just kind of plop him and then he's just going to stand no matter what. It's mostly because of the ankles, and that is the main problem that people have with this figure, and we're going to talk about that. First up, let's finish the accessories. He comes with 2 of these shooty fisty hands, which aren't really attachable. They're just, you know, shooty fisty hands. And unfortunately, the prototype images showed them being painted tan, being painted a nice flesh color, but they're just fully green, which is fine. You know, I can live with that. It's a cool looking accessory, though. You may be wondering, what's this giant clear stick it's on? Well, these little shooty hands do have holes on the bottom. They're kind of hard to find, but they're right there on the bottom. And you can plug it in, and he's got not only a rod, but he's got a base. You can attach the rod on either 3 of these holes there, and the rod has numerous points of articulation, and they're very nicely ratcheted. Oh, you listening to that? Ooh, man, that is a solid ratchet, and honestly, this thing really holds up nice. Now, you have this connector here for the hands, but you can remove this, and in its place, you can put a clamp. They did not need to include this, but they did. This is a figure clamp. Obviously, way too small for Goro himself, but you can put other figures on it. So let's just give an example here with the old G.I. Joe styled Goro. So we can clamp it on. Also, the clamps are very nicely ratcheted. And then look at that. It works, man. It's a good stand. It's really good, and I really do enjoy it. It's nice for smaller figures. It's nice for the hand effects. Overall, I gotta say, it works well. It's not big enough to have 6-inch figures really rising up from it, but it's good for smaller scale stuff. It's good for just mild leaping poses for 6-inch figures. It's a nice stand, man. I hope Storm Collectibles releases these more with their figures, because it's honestly the best accessory he comes with. Not to say that his last accessory isn't really cool. Goro's final accessory is the roar face. He's angry and he's upset and he doesn't really like you too much. Yeah, it's a really nice looking face, man. What can I say? It's very Goro-y. When I see this, I think, yeah, that's my Outworld Prince, boy. That's him right there. I'm slightly disappointed he doesn't come with any facets inspired by the MK movie, most notably when he takes, when Johnny Cage gives him a nice little treat. But yeah, other than that, the accessories are nice. This hair here is the more splayed out hair. That's gonna be a joke for a while, and it's gonna be an even bigger joke if it turns out that splayed is the wrong word. Here's a note from me after the video. Oh, awesome! It's not wrong. I filmed 2 responses to whichever one it is. Okay, so right here he also has the more like relaxed ponytail, which is cool. Unfortunately, the ponytail on the rear head, which they are interchangeable, by the way, if you want the splayed out one on the normal head. This one stays on really fine. This one, not so much. Whoa! Whoa, that went flying. Hey, Ray's in the room. She's trying to eat it. No, don't eat the Goro hair. There we go. That's the problem. It doesn't stay on too well. And that's fine. I think that's fine. You could glue it in if you want to deteriorate the value of your collectible figure. However, I think it stays in alright enough. It can swivel. It can swivel if you wanted to, but because this is more relaxed, it doesn't have as much room to do so. It stays in. It's not just going to fall out. It's not just going to fall out, but it's easily knock-outable. Hey, like Mortal Kombat, you know, fatality. KO! Oh, that's the wrong game, my bad. Okay, let's continue talking about Goro, because we've already finished all the accessories. First up, though, I want to put the other head on, because I'm actually surprised I'm saying this, but I actually prefer the angry head. Oh, I never even really showed the normal head in detail. Let's do that real quick. What can I say about the normal head? It's my boy Goro. It's my man. It's my boy. It's my hero. It's my Outworld Prince, baby. It's Goro. You're not doing a good job of proving my point that it stays in alright, man. And you're not doing a good job proving my point you stay... Oh, man. I bet someone's watching this thinking, man, he's struggling the whole time. And his figure's garbage. It's garbage. Okay, now that accessories are out of the way, let's prove that this thing is not garbage. We've already been so far into this video, and I haven't even talked about the figure itself. Looking at this thing, man, it is amazing. This thing looks absolutely stunning. The sculpt is immaculate. The musculature is really nice. I mean, just look at it. The paint's really good. I really love the back paint. It's just very intricate, and it's a very nice looking figure. His butt is there, which is always appreciated. That's really cool. I really like how the yin-yang symbol looks. Very nice and crisply painted. His gauntlets are cool. They're made out of softer plastic. But they work, and they're there. They do come off when you pop the hands off, which is nice. His legs, too. Man, his legs. They're just so chunky. They're very, very big. They're legs, and they're nice. He's so top-heavy. His knees are very nice and tight, but he's so top-heavy he'll go under his own weight. That does not mean the knees are loose at all, though. The knees will hold stances. It's just, he's very top-heavy. Because he has 4 arms, did you know that? And then his bandages are nice too, and he's got feet. Okay, that's how he looks, and I think that's nice. Anyways, let's talk about his articulation. You can move his head. I really do like this though, because he's got a, let's zoom in a little bit. He's got a ball joint, not only at the base of the head, but he also has one inside the neck, like down there. So you can get him looking up and down really good. Side to side, even better, honestly. He's really articulated at the head, man. You can do pretty much anything you want. And with both heads, you can rotate the ponytail, which is always appreciated. He has a butterfly joint right there at the shoulder. Then he has a standard joint. Then he's got a swivel at the biceps. He's got a double jointed elbow, but it pretty much only does 90 because of how muscly he is. But that's fine, in my opinion. Popping off his hand so you can see how his joints work. He has a peg at the hand, and then that's kind of on a ball joint, the actual joint itself, and then it's on a swivel, or a hinge there, I should say. So you can adjust the position of the hinge, the ball joint. It's pretty nice. It's a pretty nice joint that's going on there. His torso is crazy because it's on a ball joint, and also this is made out of a softer plastic, so it completely gets out of the way, especially when you're swiveling. It starts to look a little funny. And it's very gappy too, unfortunately. But honestly, you don't buy an action figure for it to look like a perfect solid statue. It's already covered in joints. So personally, I have no problem with it. I know some people have different qualities they like and dislike in action figures, and that's fine. You got a ball joint at the waist, and then you start to hear that he's a very creaky guy at the crotch because he's got clickety. It's so weird. This outward is pretty normal, but this outward is clicky. It's a clicky joint, and I don't know why. Then he's also very creaky, going forward and back. And his crotch is also made out of a softer plastic, so that gets out of the way too. He has a thigh swivel up there, which gets pretty much what you really need. And then his knees, like I said, they're nice and tight. And then they're double. Then the ankles. It's ankle time. Let's talk about how disappointing these ankles are. You can move his toes. That's nice. Hey. It actually does help with poses. I'm surprised. But his ankles, they don't really move up. They don't really move down. You can kind of see what we're looking at joint-wise a little bit. It's kind of on the standard peg system. But the only way you're really going to get a pivot is if you rotate it. You can see it's kind of pivoted now. So it's a little iffy. I think if they had moved the hinge a little more upward, I think they just didn't want the hinge to be visible for some reason, which is a letdown. But honestly, what can you do? I mean, he still stands pretty nice. Here, let me get him in a pose real quick. Because, I mean, I haven't really had any problems posing this guy. I know this review, I've struggled with him a little bit. That's because I have a camera and lights right in my way. Everyone, if you don't review action figures and you always wonder, why do people struggle to move these things on camera? It's because we have stuff in the way. That's why. That's always why. So, here, let's get him standing. There we go. Hey, I knocked into the camera, but look, he's standing up in a fairly dynamic pose. And I think this guy's really cool, man. He meets my expectations. He really, really does. And I really like him because of it. So, let's finish off this review with a few neat little cool comparisons, because I know everyone likes to kind of gauge how big a figure is. I know I do. I legitimately like to know how big a figure is. Man, he's big. He's big. Here he is with Sub-Zero. This is Sub-Zero. He's my favorite action figure ever. And there you go. Let's see another comparison. Here it is with the original Goro that already made an appearance earlier in the video. You can see 3 3/4 inch scale, 6/7 inch scale. There's going to be a size difference. It's going to be a drastic size difference. Especially since he's only slightly taller. He's kind of going on the video game scale where he was just about the same size. This is kind of going on the movie scale where he's just massive. So yeah, there's that. And then finally, for giggles, here it is with that WWE Mutants Brock Lesnar that totally was not inspired by Goro whatsoever, in no way, shape, or form. I got this guy for like $3 at a country store. That's why I got it. And also, hey, it's Goro, and also Brock Lesnar. Okay, so there we go. There's my review of Storm Collectibles Goro. I hope you enjoyed this lovely, lovely professional experience taking a look at him. I'm sorry that I'm a complete failure of a human being, but I try. I try my best to be as I try my best, but I don't succeed. When I get what I want, but not what I need. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe. Check out my social medias. P.O. box address is in the description. Have a good day, guys. I'm out. Outworld Prince is Outworld Prince. Damn. I need to stop.